Hello everyone, and welcome back to Whispers of Turkish Stars. I hope you're doing wonderfully today.
If you're new here, make yourself comfortable, because what we're about to unravel will fascinate anyone who loves Turkish celebrities, romances that blur the line between fiction and reality, and those tender moments that feel scripted yet unfold right before our eyes. Today, we're stepping into the world of Alp Navruz and Alina, a pairing that makes hearts race and sparks endless conversations. The title of this video already sets the stage. Alp Navruz confesses his love, the truth about Alina.
What exactly does that imply? Is it an on-the-record declaration? Is there fresh context to their relationship? Or just a dramatic turn of phrase?
Stay with me, because we'll examine the latest hints, the whispers, the public statements, and try to illuminate a dynamic that has captivated so many. If stories like this are your guilty pleasure, if you admire Alp and Alina, or if you simply enjoy staying in the loop with what's happening in entertainment, hit that subscribe button and keep those notifications on. It means the world to us and helps us continue creating the videos you love.
Let's get into it.
As you know, Alp Navruz and Alina crossed paths while working on a hit project that fans affectionately nicknamed Kalkap, or, in some places, Love, Logic, Revenge.
From their first scenes together, their on-screen presence was electric. Their characters, Serkan and Ida, didn't just charm viewers, they became a phenomenon, one of those unforgettable TV couples who seemed to breathe in unison. And almost immediately, the admiration spilled off the screen and into real life for their audiences. Social media had a field day. Fans clipped scenes, wrote heartfelt posts, and flooded timelines with edits celebrating every glance and every shared smile.
People didn't just enjoy the chemistry, they started to root for the idea that maybe, just maybe, what they saw on camera had a mirror in reality.
That hope can be intoxicating, and in this case, it only grew. For a while, both Alp and Alina kept things muted when it came to private matters. They gave respectful answers, warmed by courtesy but carefully avoiding specifics. You could call it tact, you could call it boundaries. Whatever it was, it didn't diminish curiosity, it fed it. Paparazzi followed, zoom lenses glinted, and the press in Turkey and beyond watched closely. Every photo together was dissected, every caption or subtle online nod became a clue in a treasure hunt for truth. Then came the turning point that so many fans anticipated. After months of whispers, sightings, and a closeness that felt unmistakable to anyone paying attention, they reached a moment of statements, not necessarily a dramatic confession, not a rooftop proclamation, but a shift. And that brings us to our title. What does it mean when we say, Alp Navruz confesses his love? It could be a direct I love you, sure. But it might also be an admission of deep feeling that moves far past friendship. A public recognition that someone matters to you in a way you can no longer tuck behind closed doors. Let's remember the reality of set life. Long days, demanding schedules, scenes that require trust and vulnerability, all of it creates a space where authentic emotions can take root. By all accounts, that's where Alp and Alina's bond began to deepen. The journey from colleagues to something more was handled with grace. Early on, they were cautious, mindful of the spotlight. Over time, though, they seemed more at ease, appearing together with an easy warmth, sharing little windows into their lives, and standing side by side at moments that counted. Now for the crucial question, the declaration. When did Alp decide to finally speak from the heart, even if softly? Many point to a particular interview, a setting where the air felt candid, where he was asked about his personal life, and instead of slipping away from the question, he allowed himself to be honest. He spoke of Alina without hedging or hiding behind generic lines. It wasn't just professional praise, it was acknowledgement. Recognition of who she is beyond the spotlight and how she changed the rhythm of his days. Reports and interview snippets suggest he described Alina with a tenderness that couldn't be mistaken. Words like, "She's an incredible person. I admire her," surfaced. And in more intimate tones, he hinted at the space she occupies in his life. Perhaps not a booming I love you for the cameras, but when someone as private as Alp gives language to affection in public, people hear it as a declaration. Context matters. Tone matters. And sincerity is unmistakable. Which brings us to the heart of it, the truth about Alina. What truth are we talking about? It's not a scandal. It's the truth as Alp sees her, a glimpse of the woman behind the fame. Maybe he wanted the world to understand her for her quiet strength, her intelligence, her warmth, her humor when the day is long, and the way she anchors those around her. By speaking of these qualities, he wasn't just praising her, he was revealing the depth of his feeling. Imagine the scene: a bright studio, a thoughtful interviewer, and Alp, calm but open, meeting the question head-on. And instead of that familiar evasive dance, he pauses and says something like, "Alina is a light in my life. She's strong, grounded, and so generous with her heart. I admire her deeply, and yes, I'm happy by her side." That's not performative. That's not theatrics. That's a man choosing to let the world know what matters to him. The press took notice, of course. Turkish outlets and international platforms alike picked apart every sentence and every look. The narrative that emerged was of a pair who walked out of fiction and into reality, weathering scrutiny and maintaining their center. Their relationship, as told through actions instead of spectacle, seemed to be stitched with sincerity and mutual respect. It's worth pausing here to remember boundaries. Fans adore seeing their favorite stars together, and it's natural to celebrate what's shared. But privacy is precious. When Alp and Alina chose to let small truths slip into the public space, they did so on their terms. And those truths painted a picture of a woman who inspires and steadies him, someone who doesn't just fit into his life, but enriches it. Then came the wave of reaction. Social media lit up like fireworks. Supporters flooded timelines with joy, congratulatory messages, and heartfelt edits. Tags trended worldwide. Compilations of their sweetest moments appeared by the hour, each one set to a soundtrack of romance that made fans smile, cry, and root for them even more. It was affection you could feel through the screen. Of course, the glare of fame brings shadows. Doubts, speculation, naysayers who dismiss every romance as a publicity play. But with Alp and Alina, the prevailing sense among viewers has been that what we're seeing is real. Perhaps it's the measured way they've navigated attention. Never chasing drama, never feeding the frenzy, letting ordinary, thoughtful gestures do the talking. Picture another interview, a glossy magazine cover story. The inevitable question arrives: are you in love? And Alp, wearing that calm smile that fans know so well, doesn't sidestep. Yes, he might say, "We're together, and I'm very lucky. She's wonderful. We share more than work. She inspires me and makes me happy." Put simply, that is a confession. It's the essence of love spoken without flash, and it's the truth about Alina that matters most to him. Notice how every chapter of this story builds on the last. Their shared trips, occasional public appearances, supportive posts, small nods that say, "I'm here." None of it is loud. All of it is consistent. That's why when Alp speaks, it feels less like a reveal and more like a confirmation of what attentive hearts already knew. Imagine, if you will, the simplest version of the big moment. A handheld mic, a quiet set, an interviewer leaning in. Alp hears the question, takes a breath, and lets his guard down just enough to be honest. "My relationship with Alina is very important to me. She's exceptional. I'm grateful she's in my life." There's no need for fireworks when the truth is steady and bright. So when we talk about Alp Navruz confesses his love, the truth about Alina Boz, what we're really saying is that he chose to articulate his feelings in public. Not as spectacle, but as acknowledgement. The truth he offers isn't a headline twist. It's the quiet revelation of how highly he regards her and how deeply he values what they share. We've watched their story breathe. We've seen the beginning, felt the anticipation, and witnessed how actions, more than any caption, can become the clearest confession of all. It's a love story told in unguarded glances, in steady support, in the relief of being seen and understood. And now, here we are at the part where we exhale together. If you've been following this journey from the first rumors to these gentle declarations, you know why it resonates. It's not explosive, it's human. It's two people finding a way to be themselves in a crowded room, to keep what's theirs while sharing just enough so the world can rejoice with them. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We've walked through how Alp and Alina met, how the chemistry of Serkan and Ida lit the fuse, how interviews and small public moments opened the curtains, and how the truth, that honest, tender truth, emerged. In the end, it feels like a story of sincere love and mutual admiration that continues to grow, one careful step at a time. Now we'd love to hear you. Did you anticipate this confirmation? What do you think of Alp and Alina together, on screen, off screen, and everywhere in between? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read them, we feel them, and we love talking through every detail with you. If this video warmed your heart, give it a like. Share it with friends and family who can't get enough of these two. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Whispers of Turkish Stars so you never miss what comes next. Turn on notifications, stay close, and we'll see you in the next video, where the stories of love, art, and the people who make them come alive continue to surprise us all.